Hi, welcome to my screencast. We're going to create a new project called Planet X today.
Yes.
And first thing I'm going to do is put the title up here. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to get rid of Scratch because Scratch isn't part of this project. So I'll just get scissors out, chop them out. Then I need to create an original sprite. And the first thing I'm going to do is create my planet. Now, for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to create a very simple planet. I'm going to start off with just a oval shape and an outline. And my planet is going to be virtually ice. So I'm going to I'm going to fill it with white to start off with. And I am going to put like an icy river through here using the paint tool to show that there is a little bit of water on this planet, but not a huge amount. So there is life on this planet. Where is my water gone? Here it is. I'm just going to do a bit more water in here. In fact, I might use this tool to make it a bit easier. Have like a pool of water, perfectly oval shaped. It's like a lake. And there are some rivers sort of things running off this lake through my world. It's a very big ocean, isn't it? Whereas there's another river running through, and that will probably be enough. So I'm going to click, I'm just going to move my planet into the center here. Now what I want this planet to do is I want to be able to zoom down to the surface of this planet. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to use a command called broadcast. So it changes the background, or it changes the sprite. So what I do have to do is actually create a background stage, which is going to be stars. Now there's one already made, so I can actually come into this and I can grab a ready-made one, which is this here, to go to the library, this little icon. And if I go to space, I can find the stars one, which I will use. I could create it myself, but it's quite easy to create it like that. Now this planet, obviously, when I land on this planet, it's going to go into a white sort of background. I'm not sure whether this planet will have some type of atmosphere around it, but it won't be as thick as the Earth's atmosphere. It'll be quite a thin atmosphere. So the next thing I have to do is actually design the surface of this planet. And I'm going to use the stage to do this. So I'm going to create a new backdrop. This is my stage area here. And I'm going to get initially a black line just to give me a horizon. And I'm going to bring it across here. It's not going to be perfectly smooth. It's going to have like craters up and down. And I'm going to have a channel where the water's flowing through as well. So that's going to be what that looks like. And then this is going to show water coming through. So I'm going to do a line here. Then I'm going to use my fill tool. And I'm going to fill in the water. I think it should be about that color. I can use my color picker to get that exact color if I want to. I'm going to fill that in. And then obviously the white of the snow is going to be in here. And this background here is the sky, which I think will be a kind of a light blue color. Now that didn't work because I've left all that part out. I'm just going to undo that. Get my paintbrush back and carry that through, right through to that side there. You shouldn't experience that, but if you do, you know what to do. I might just get my rubber here and just come up here and rub this a little bit out because it's not really required. Let's see how this works now. I'll do my white paint here, and then I'll do my very light blue sky. Hopefully that's going to work. How's that? Yep. That does look a little bit better. So let's see how we're going to do this with our scripts. Now we have this planet sitting on the background, which is the surface. We do not want that. We want the planet to be sitting on, we want the planet to be in this backdrop. That's our planet. But let's say when we click on the planet, or we click on spacebar or something like that, we want it to change. And we want this sprite, which I'm going to call Planet X. Now to name that, I can click on this little white eye. Can I actually give this a name? And I would recommend you do that to all the sprites you make. Name them all. It's easier for your coding. So what we're going to do, if you click on the planet, we want that planet to firstly disappear, and then we want the background to change. So it's going down to the planet's surface. So we're going to make a script for that. We're going to say, we're going to have a control script, and we're going to have an event script. So the first one is going to be an event script. When this sprite clicked, we're going to use broadcasting, like I said, and we're going to broadcast a message. We can give that a message and name by clicking on new message. And we're going to call that message surface, because we want to go to the surface of the planet. Click OK. Now, when that's clicked and it broadcasts surface, at the same time, we want this to hide, this whole planet to hide. Now, because it's hiding there, I want to say when the project starts, I want it to show. So let's put a show block in there as well at the beginning. So let's see what we've got so far. When this is clicked, broadcast surfaced and hide. Now I'm going to go to we can try that out to see what it does. So it hides, that's good. If we click on there, it should show. It's always good to try your code out as you go. Now what we have to do is we're going to go to the stage part, and in the stage here, we're going to say, when we receive surface, which is the broadcast, when we receive surface, which is the broadcast, then we need to switch costumes, switch backdrops. So we need to switch backdrops, which is under looks, to backdrop 2, which I believe is the surface. But at the beginning, when we first start the program, we want it to be on backdrop 1, which I hope is it's the stars. Let's just check it out. It might not be. Oh no, there's the stars one. That's the one we want to be on first, and then backdrop 2 is what we want to be on next. So what we've got it doing now is, hopefully, let's try it out. I'm going to try it out on full screen, see if that works. Where's my full screen? Better save it now, actually. I'll save it now before I try it out. I won't worry about trying it on full screen just yet, actually. I'm going to click on, oh, here we go, full screen. Click on the flag. Here's our beautiful planet. We could have something else going on here, but we don't need to. We're going to click on our planet. We go down to the planet's surface. That's part 1. The next part is we want to minimize that again to come back to our coding. We need to introduce a sprite that lives on our planet. Now, for the purpose of this, I'm going to create a sprite here. I'm going to do a really simple sprite. So this is going to be my snow worm. I'm just going to design a quick snow worm. I'm going to do the outside layer of it. It's not going to be a very complicated animal. It's going to slither across the ice, and maybe it has to have some little tiny legs at the front to carry it along, and maybe some anchor legs at the back, or maybe it has some sort of thing for anchoring itself at the back, like a hook. I don't know. I could probably design this hook a bit better if I had more time. So it's got a wee hook tail. I'm going to use this one just to create these eyeballs, and the eyeballs can go on top. Now I have to make those are fully. I'm going to make them with a circle that has no filling in the side, and I'm going to create some big eyeballs up the top here. I'm also going to paste that eyeball to make it the same size. There we go. I used the Control-C and Control-P. And now I need the eyeballs to go inside, and those are going to be solid fill. And that is going to be my eyeball there. I'm going to copy, paste again, and plonk that eyeball in there. Now, the space worm could be white, but then it would be completely see-through. So I'm going to make it, I think it can be color changing. I'm going to make it color changing. But the first color I'm going to give it is like a light blue color. And I use the bucket fill for that. And in fact, if it goes into the water, it sort of disappears. Just about. It's got an outline. So that is my first creature that lives on this planet. Now, what I have to do with this creature, it can't exist in space. I don't want it being in space. It has to be on the planet. So when you first start the program, it has to be the sprite, which I'm going to name Space Worm. Well, it's not really a space worm, is it? I'm just going to call it Worm X because it's on planet X. Worm X. It shouldn't be in space, so we're going to stop that. We're going to say when first started our program, we want it to hide, but when it receives the broadcast switch, when it receives the broadcast surface, it has to show. Now I'm going to save my project up here, just make sure it's saved. Have a look at how that works. So now we have our planet in space. We click on our planet, it goes to the surface, and there is our X-worm, our creature on the surface of the planet. Now we can do exactly the same thing with the plant. We're going to create the plant, and then we're going to have the plant appear as well. So that is the first two parts that we need to do to create our new planet. Our planet in space disappears, goes to the surface, and then our animal appears. The other thing we want to do is have a plant appear, so that's going to be in the next tutorial. Good luck with your projects.